having a nice, beautiful weekend. Decided to take my daughter to the Silver Spurs Rodeo last night. And we decided to stay in Kissimmee. And since it was so near to Disney, I decided to go ahead and bring her to Disney Springs since she loves Disney Springs. For those of you who have never been here before, this used to be downtown Disney. They rebuilt it and renamed it Disney Springs. So it has the Planet Hollywood, a restaurant, and this is a Coca-Cola store. They have like nothing but Coca-Cola stuff in there. All sorts of flavors of Coca-Cola from around the world. Worth looking at if you've never been here before. I think I did a story on it before. But they set up like a huge parking garage called the Orange Garage, which is like mega size. And free parking. So the good thing about Disney Springs is it's free. So, you know, for those of you on a budget that aren't really into the Disney characters and stuff, you can experience some of Disney by coming to the Disney Springs. It's you can spend like a half a day here with your kids, and if they're young kids, they think they're at Disney because there's you know, all sorts of Disney stuff here, Disney logos, Disney characters, and Disney stores. They sell like all the Disney merchandise. You even have like a AMC theater here showing Disney movies. But yeah, it's a place I used to bring my kids all the time. So we haven't come as much because they're older now. But when they were little, we used to spend almost every other weekend at Disney without paying. Well, we had to pay for gas and of course food and stuff. If you buy the food here, it is tourist price, so it's a little bit higher than normal. But outside of here, just right outside of Disney, you know, it's a regular city, a regular town, so you have normal pricing. So it's usually, if you're money conscious, it's probably better to eat before you get here, because once you come here, the prices are kind of high. But yeah, maybe we'll go walking by the lake. I think this is actually Lake Buena Vista. You know, that lake out there, but we'll go look at that in a moment. But I wanted to show you the springs portion. What they did was, they made like fake springs. The reason it looks so nice and blue, it's not dirt under there. It's I think they used cement. It's like a giant swimming pool, and I think they painted it and put sand on it. I don't know if it's all sand in there, but it's not real. And even the coloring, I think the water's colored to make it look blue and pretty. But yeah, this is I think Lake Buena Vista is this way. Let's go take a little look at that. Hello, Timothy, Margaret, vanlife. Had an incident the other day that's a potential major issue. As you guys know, I'm currently living in the RV scrapyard, and I was looking to move out soon by, you know, trying to get into a more permanent type living situation. But the RV is kind of like a campground too. They rent out units and stuff to people, and they had this new person move in just the other day, and already trouble started. When I was getting ready to head out to take my daughter to Orlando, well, actually go meet my son for breakfast and stuff, and then head to Orlando. The new neighbor, they had parked their SUV in front of my car, like a intersection, like a T, blocking me in completely. So I couldn't get out. So I went and I knocked on their RV and said, "Hey, can you move your car? You got me blocked in." Then I went out to wait for him to come up and you know, move the car, and he didn't come for a while. So then after a while, I was like, I don't think he's going to come out. So I went to knock on the door for the landlord. The landlord wasn't there that morning. So like, this is great. So I've been sitting there for a while, and I'm getting frustrated and annoyed. Finally, I go to my car, getting ready to call basically the police, you know, because the dude's not moving and stuff, and I'm not sure what to do at this point. So he comes out and I said, "Hey, you need to move your freaking car. You got me blocked in. You're going to make me late for my appointment." And he says, "I'm not responsible for you being late for your appointment." I'm like, "Dude, You got me freaking blocked in. You need to move your car out of the freaking way. So you're going to be late for your appointment? Let's see how late we can make you. And then he went and sat in his car and didn't turn it on and sat there laughing and mocking me the whole time. So I was like, okay, this is going to escalate really fast. I felt like going around and beating the crap out of him. But I was like, I got to stay calm. The last thing I need to do is go through the police and the legal system and all this bullshit again. Especially right now when things are starting to fall into place. So I called the police, and they're getting the information and stuff. And I guess he looked over and saw me on the phone with the police, and then he moved the vehicle. So at that point, I was on the line with 911, and I was explaining to them the situation. And you could hear my frustration in my voice while I was talking. I was like, look, I'm trying to stay calm. I'm ready. Something bad's going to happen if you guys don't show up. And they basically said they were sending somebody, but then I told them I had to leave, and he had moved the vehicle. So, I don't know if they actually showed up or not, but they knew I was leaving because I was late. I had to go meet my son, or it would be a problem with my ex-wife. So I left there and ended up texting the landlord to explain to him the situation. And he said he would look into it, but he hadn't gotten back with me. So after today at Disney Springs, I'm going to have to go back and deal with that. But it puts me in a very, very dangerous situation because the guy, it is an RV scrapyard. The kind of people that live there aren't exactly like normal, down-to-earth people. They're mostly people who can't get a house somewhere else. They have issues. Either they have criminal issues, or they have mental issues, or some other issues. So the dude was, I suspect potentially a felon or something. I don't know for sure, but most of the people that are like that, and I'm like, and I had made an enemy of him, but I'm like, look, if you back down around them, those kind of people, then they get all over you. Okay, so I'm not going to back down, and I'm in the right, and if I have to take him out, I'll take him out. But, the situation is, now he's there, and he could end up messing with my RV when I'm not there, or the car. And it had to do with parking, the parking in that place where I'm staying right now, the scrapyard. It's bad. If you guys recall, it's so bad that one time they hit my RV with a tractor and damaged the front end of it. So I basically got to get the heck out of there. Now, ideally, I can stay there until I can get a new place to live, but I don't know if I'm going to last. I was hoping to move out by the end of the month, but now I'm like, I might have to move out as early as this week, which would be horrendous, because I got all sorts of appointments and stuff I got to go to, and it basically, I have to throw away a month's worth of rent that I paid, prepaid, and also have to come up with new deposits and everything else, possibly move into a hotel or an apartment or something, and destroy my plans for trying to get my own place. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to go home to today, if the RV's still intact or if he did something bad to it. The landlord has a habit of, when people do stuff like this, he goes over and he screams at them. Because the landlord, you can imagine a landlord who handles potential felons and stuff, they're not exactly calm. When he gets mad, he goes and he explodes. So I don't know what's going to happen at this point. I am hoping that when I go back, I'll talk to the landlord, and hopefully that new neighbor has been, the situation has been resolved. What I'm going to try to do is not park my car where he can trap me in it, in that spot. Basically, he just parked his car how they have parkings in slots? He parked his car to block 3 cars, like a T intersection. You block them off like a T. And when I asked him to move, the proper thing would have been, okay, sorry, let me move. No, instead he's going to sit there and say, let's see how late we can make you. And sit in his car and start laughing at me and stuff. That's enough. I'm already late. I'm already pissed. And to sit there and do that, I was ready to just go at him. So, we'll see what happens. I'm not looking forward to going back and dealing with that. And, my goal is to try to stay there at least until I can get a new place. But it certainly has made me think, and I'm like, it may be a situation where I have to just bite it and move out, even though I'm not ready. You know, that would mean I have to reinsure the RV, I have to get it re-tagged, and then I have to find a place to park it. We're gonna run into that whole. Meanwhile, I got all this other stuff going on that I'm trying to close out. So I've been trying to close things out and move forward with my life, and here I am. I'm like another crisis. This really absolutely sucks. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. I am trying to enjoy the day with my daughter here at Disney Springs, where, as Timothy says, everything's fake. Even the water is fake. I wouldn't doubt if the fish and the seaweed and stuff you see there is fake. Now, those are real, but the patina on that building, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. I think it's the House of Blues. That's all fake. That water tower that looks all rusty and stuff, it was brand new and it looked rusty like that. Like even the little boat shack there. Do you see how they got the tin roof on there? It looks all rusted. It's most likely not really rusted. It's most likely a patina they put on, a fake painting. They make everything look aged. Like, I'll show you how good they are at doing stuff at Disney. Like this building, I think this is the House of Blues building from the backside. See how it looks all rusty and everything? It's actually a fairly new building. I mean, it's not fairly new. It's been here for at least 20 years now. But the way it looks rusted and stuff, I don't think that's real rust. Because when they first put it up, it looked like that. Like, there wasn't a building here, and they put the building there and already had rust and everything on it. So they age things and make it look old, even though it's really not old. And they have these little boats you can ride around. I think you can rent these boats. There's a little dock over there that you can get on. What I used to do when I was younger and my kids were smaller, Disney has like resorts. You could actually get on the boats. I don't know if it's from here. I think maybe from this dock, but some of the other docks. You could get on the boats at the resorts and ride to the different resorts for free. So I used to take my kids when they were like babies, when they were really small, you know, like under 10 years old. And we used to ride on the boats, the little Disney boats, and just go from resort to resort to resort. And you'd go up to the swimming pool area would look like beaches. They had sand and all this other stuff. They had pirate ships. I used to take my kids out there, and they had all these shops and stuff there too at those places. One of them looked like it was, I think in Italy, Venice or something, one of the seaside port cities. But yeah, this looks to me like real rust, and it's not. It's amazing how they aged it. Yeah, this says Disney Springs Transportation. It's not operating right now. Use the buses. So I guess because of COVID, they're not doing the boats. But normally you can take the little boats and go to the different resorts, and all of it is free. They don't check your tickets or anything. So yeah, this is House of Blues. Look how aged it looks. Yeah, definitely worth the stop if you're a van dweller and passing through. Check out Disney Springs. Doesn't cost you anything, you know, other than your time and gas getting here. But you can explore the place, eat here if you want to. But if you want to save money, eat before you get in here. They have the Circus du Soleil here, the permanent structure that they put up. But I don't know if they have any more shows. It looked like for a while they were suffering. They were having a hard time attracting people. You know, the price is kind of high. I have never, even though I've lived here all this time, gone to the Circus du Soleil because I think the tickets are extremely expensive. Now, the rodeo that I went to is called the Silver Spurs Rodeo. It was the 146th one. The prices on that are still reasonable. It was like $20 a person, and the show lasted about 3 hours. It used to be, I think a year ago, 2 years ago, it was like only $14, so it went up a little bit. But still $20 for a ticket to go to a rodeo was not bad. Food was normally priced at these kind of events, about $8 to $10. You get something to eat, like a hot dog, hamburger, soda or something. Yeah, it looks like the Circus du Soleil is closed. But they have this giant tent that they've made. This thing that's now called CityWorks, they used to have like, it used to be like, I think it was like, what was it called? It was like a Disney arcade that flopped. Nobody went to it. So, you know, they're constantly changing it. I think the way it works, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it works that way. Disney rents out these areas, and companies rent, to have their business here. So, and I'm pretty sure Disney probably tax on top of the rental, probably a share of the revenue, because it's hard to have a business here that doesn't do well when Disney attracts so many people from around the world. But you can see a lot of places are closed right now. But I think Florida did away with the mask mandate, which is why you see a lot of people without masks. But there are still people, some with masks like me, who may not have been vaccinated or just feel a little bit, safer with the mask. So you'll see a mix right now. I haven't really seen, I had my mask off, which is why it's clear, but you're going to see me put it back on or hear me put it back on as I get around a big crowd. Like right now it's kind of fairly safe. You're in an open area, not many people around you. But as I start to walk through the big crowds, I might sound a little bit muffled, and that's because I put the mask back on. So I'll be doing that until the numbers get really low, like none. Then we know that COVID is under control for sure. But until then, you can still see me wearing the mask. But only when I'm around people, like right now. So I don't know if you can hear the difference in the voice. It might be a little bit more muffled because I have my mask on at this point. They have a lot of stores. Some of them are unique to Disney Springs. Others are like chain stores that you see elsewhere. I hope all this music doesn't trigger a copyright and this video gets blocked. But yeah, lots of places to eat, lots of places to shop. I don't know what the prices are for the movies. I expect it to be fairly high since it's at Disney, but you can watch the movies elsewhere, probably for a lower price, but people who come to Disney, they usually aren't too concerned about pricing if they're here, on a vacation or something. They end up paying the premium price for watching it at Disney itself. Now, we're actually going to be heading in. Right now, this is just the outer side. On these are the food shops and stuff like that, but as we go in, you'll start to see the Disney side, which used to be downtown Disney, and that's where they have all the Disney shops and stuff. For those of you with little kids and stuff, I don't know if they still have them, but they used to have a carousel that you could pay for the kid to ride. It was like $1 or something like that per ride. You had to buy a token, and it was about $1 or so for each token. So these are all the stores that they have, like the candy cauldron here. A little candy shop. Those of you who love candy. It's kind of dark, so you can't really see too much, but the whole store, I'm not going to go in there, but the whole store is just packed with candy. You got candied apple. MoBang says I attract weirdos. I hope you're not talking about the viewers on this channel. Of course, candy that looks a lot like somebody was calling. It might have cut out the audio, but that's what's going on right now. So, anyhow, do you guys want me to keep broadcasting, or maybe just go ahead and end it? Basically, if you continue down this road, you'll start hitting the Disney shops. But you